All right. My sister got me boba. So we're gonna. Right. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. UFC 281. That was one for the books for sure. I think that UFC 281 was a perfect example of why this sport is so amazing, right? Because anything can happen. The unexpected could happen. It could all happen, right? For the better or for worse. That's why the sport's so amazing, right? So, yeah, let's get the general stuff out of the way because I got a lot to talk about this card. A lot to talk about, but general stuff. Card of the year, probably. I still have one pay-per-view left. You know, a stacked pay-per-view too. UFC 282 is pretty stacked, but one pay-per-view. I think a couple fight nights, right? But I think it's safe to say that UFC 281 will be card of the year. We haven't even got to the main card yet, and there's already 6 or 7 first round finishes before the main card. And the entire main card had all finishes too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You know, a couple, okay fights that went to decision, and other fights that had plenty of finishes too, even if it wasn't in the first round. But yeah, super consistently entertaining card. I'm glad I tuned in the whole time for that. Excellent card. Not just the matchups too, but yeah, everything. So yeah, as I kind of said, anything can happen in MMA, and this card is proof of that. Whether or not it's just things you don't expect, or the last things you expect to happen will happen. The things you don't expect to happen will happen. I mean, man, what can we talk about? Dominic Reyes getting knocked out clean with a jab, or a modified jab. Molly getting dominated by Aaron. Well, I guess Aaron was the betting favorite, but to like in terms of popularity, Molly obviously had it. But there's that. Yeah, let's just go to the elephant in the room. Israel Adesanya lost his title tonight. Wow. I mean, I really felt heavily for him, man. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I have been pretty entertained by his title reign. You know what I mean? He's had some pretty lackluster defenses, right? But still, he never avoided anybody. He never cherry picked. Always fought the best people, the top people, whoever, right? And to build up that legacy, to be in the conversation for, among the greatest middleweights ever, all to lose it to the last person you want to lose it to. I can only imagine. What Izzy's thinking right now. He didn't. I mean, we won't know as of right now, as of tonight, because he didn't stay for the post interview. But man, that's gotta sting. But he remained calm throughout the fight. He remained very composed. I don't think he let the emotions get the better of him. He didn't. I don't think he lost to any mistakes that he made. Right. So, if anything, losing is just an opportunity to bounce back, opportunity to grow stronger, and to prove yourself once again. We saw Kamaru Usman lose his title this year, as well, get dethroned. But hey, the greats like GSP lost, so Izzy will be back. They'll get the run back. But yeah. Another reason why this sport's so brutal is Frankie Edgar, the great veteran, getting knocked out in the first round, or I believe it was the first round. I said in my prediction video that I hoped that at the very least, win or lose, he would have enough stock and the fans would get the opportunity to thank him on a good note, right? But DC said something really true. And he said that most of the time, veterans will go out the way that Frankie Edgar did. And that just demonstrates how brutal this sport is. No other sport like it. Yeah. And then, those are just the toughest things that could happen, will happen. And now let's just talk about the unexpected things, okay? The biggest unexpected thing... The biggest unexpected thing, my boy, the Diamond, Dustin Poirier, becomes the first man to submit Michael Chandler. What the hell is this, man? This is why I love the sport. Because I saw memes online, like polls and such, that's talking about, what's the least likely thing that's going to happen in UFC 281. It said things like Carlos Esparza knocks out Zhang Weilei, Israel Adesanya wrestles or submits Pereira, but also one of the top ones was Poirier submits Michael Chandler. You know, Poirier, who's made mistakes on the ground before, you know, against Khabib, against Oliveira, in tough losses and championship fights, to submit Michael Chandler, who's never been submitted before in the UFC, and he goes out and does that. That was insane, dude. Oh my gosh, I was going crazy. I partially lost my voice, but yeah, great fight. Don't know if fight of the year contender as people hoped it would be, and people might have expected it to be. It was a great matchup, but you know, I'm obviously biased because you know I love Dustin Poirier, man. To see him get back in the win column is insane, and also in that fashion was just so unexpected. You know, once again, it just shows why I love this sport. Congrats to Zhang Weilei for winning the title. Also, yeah, she submitted Carlos Esparza, who is one of, if not the best grapplers at strawweight. I mean, what a wild sport this is. You know, what a wild sport. All right, do I have anything else to say? I mean, these are just kind of my raw reactions. It's been about a half hour since the card ended. But yeah, as I keep repeating, like all in all, this UFC 281 potential fight card of the year, and it just really shows why the sport's so amazing because anything can happen. The things that just feel impossible to happen can happen. It can all happen, and you know this sport really covered both sides. You know the good, you know the good sides of the sport, the unexpected sides of the sport, and just the tough reality parts of the sport. This card really covered. And yeah, I'm probably gonna be riding a high off of this one, you know, for a while. I'm probably gonna get withdrawals. I think we have a fight card next week, but wow, UFC 281. That was one for the books. Thanks for watching.